Hi, my name is Lucas Garrett, and for my final APUSH project, I'm interviewing my father, Kevin Garrett, on his recollections of the 9/11 attacks. So the first question I want to ask is, tell me what you remember from that day and your initial thoughts.
Okay, what I remember from that day is that I was, at the time, we all were living in Brazil, in the capital city, and your mom was at work, and you were playing in some other room. I was in the office doing some online banking, I believe, or attempting to. And so for probably 40 minutes, I could not get on the internet at all using any browser. And I knew our internet was very good there and we'd never had any problems. So something just told me to go turn the TV on, whether it was just trying to just find something else to do until it came back. I'm not sure, but I felt something was wrong. I actually felt something was wrong. So I went and turned the TV on and sat down, and the images of the first tower that was struck smoking is what I first saw. And so my initial reactions, of course, from that point on, I was glued to the TV like the world was. My initial reactions were, of course, not uncommon. They were just unbelief and shock. And, things, just many questions like, how could this happen? And I felt very frustrated being so far away, not being able to share it with, my compatriots, fellow Americans. And so the rest of the day I was pretty much watching TV and listening to the radio.
And how do you feel the president dealt with the situation at the time?
Okay, so we're talking at the time, and so from what I recall, I remember footage of one of his aides going up to him. He was on a stage at a school in Florida, I believe, and whispering in his ear. And so he had to take time to digest it. And if I remember correctly, he returned to Washington that day or the following. All the flights were on the ground at that time, so there were pandemonium. There was no for fear of what could if there could be other attacks. So all the flights were grounded, and so his aides were, I think, trying to get him to not fly that day, or to take other mode of transportation. But I believe he flew, got back into D.C. in the seat of power where he could get better information, make decisions on how to go forward, what had happened, who'd done it. My feeling is that he handled it properly.
And how do you think we as a nation dealt with the situation?
Yes, that one I think in a nutshell that our nation handled it in the best way it could, and I'm proud of the way we did. I'm proud that we all came together. There was a sense of, from what I could witness, and from the American community in Brazil, and not only that, Brazilian community. It seemed like the world kind of united, like one in peace against a common enemy.
And how were you directly impacted?
Okay, so looking back, I can see that this event absolutely changed the course of my life in the respect of my work, my career. In Brasilia, I had been working at the embassy, teaching English, working at the American school, just while in Brazil until we came back to the U.S. but it ignited in me, it sparked in me a desire to do something because I was so frustrated and so upset with what had happened, that I began my studies online for a second degree. Soon I changed gears to a master's degree in criminal justice criminology, and that uh, that coupled with my search for a job in law enforcement back in my home state of Georgia, led me to the job I'm in now. And so it, from that point and from till now, I can see how it actually got me the position where I'm at. And where I'm at is I work for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation on criminal matters, but I work also just as much of my day is spent working in the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, where I work on the domestic terrorism squad. And so I've had very, very extensive training in terrorism, international and domestic. And so this is what I live and breathe now, trying to keep America safe. And so it impacted my life in a very, very concrete way.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.